Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuhumanmelitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. First of all, I offer my namaskar to my Guru, by whose mercy, whatever I learned, I am going to share with you today. I owe to him. This is a very vital topic, I feel, all the more so for intelligent people like all of you, because you all are perfectionists in your field, and you have been achievers in your life to be a part of this meritorious institute here. And as you have been very sound in your technical field, to be able to get through the competitive exams and be here, in the same manner, when life throws challenges at you, how do you face it? How do you, tackle it? Many things you will learn today. Right at the outset, I was just remembering, I had one assistant traveling with me, and he always had a habit of taking me to the railway station just at the 11th hour, you see. The train is about to leave. So he would make me run along with him, run with him. Of course, he was supposed to be assisting me, traveling with me and cooking for me and all that. So when the train would be moving, he would throw the luggage inside. He would tell me to throw also. He would throw it. And then we often used to board a moving train. And after getting in, we would be breathing very heavily. And he would say, see, at last we got the train. Don't be upset with me. Of course, we used to catch the train, but it's not that always we got the train. One time it so happened, when we came down the steps, we saw the backside of the train moving ahead. So how do you take it in your life? Let us think for a moment about this question. Say you saw the train already moving ahead when you're coming down. So how would you respond, any of you here? How would you respond to such a situation if you see that you just missed the train? Now there is no scope to even jump and catch also. Let it go. We will have to let it go. We can't do anything. We are going to let it go. What else would you do? Correct. We should think of booking immediately you look at the clock and then find out what the next train available. That's very thoughtful. Brilliant it is. That's a brilliant answer. Let's give an applause to him. Very good. It's very thoughtful. Okay, I missed this train. Now there is no scope to catch it. Why lament about it? Or why yell about it? Or why get upset with somebody who is with you? Of course, I told him, henceforth I am going to come ahead of you there to the railway station, half an hour ahead. And if you can catch the train, you come, otherwise I am going to go ahead. I was careful from the next time. But one good lesson I learned that day is that I can't depend on him to come to the station. I have to arrange my vehicle and come myself. I learned a lesson. As he rightly said, I also looked forward for the train. I had to wait for a couple of hours and I got the next train. So in life, different people behave differently for the same situations. Some people may become depressed when they see the moving train. They may sob, they may depress, and they may, they may be wild. Some people get wild also. They get very angry also. So we can behave differently. In the same manner, this is one of the acronyms I got from Dr. Kalam. I really loved it. See what he says. Fail means the first attempt in learning, he says, which means there is always a scope to learn. Whenever we fail in anything, we should think that I think God is giving me this opportunity to learn and grow out of it. So that's a very, very, very positive mindset. So when we face no after no, one example of such a thing is Thomas Alva Edison. He got 1,000 no's when he was doing the experiments. And every time he came up with something new, some new invention. And finally he said, somebody asked, he said, no, 1,000 times I got to learn what will not work, he said. So in this way, there are many great leaders, you see. Henry Ford is saying failure is just simply an opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. So we all face this type of situations. Sometimes you are very happy, sometimes not so happy. You hear a bad news. Sometimes you're healthy, sometimes not. Sometimes you get A grade or F grade. Sometimes, your business may skyrocket, sometimes nosedive. That is the way this world is. We have observed it. Just like we have a night, we have the day. Similarly, we have the summer. People are not so happy with the very hot summer. Then comes the rainy season after that. Sometimes there is rain, sometimes there is shine. In London, people like shine more. Mostly the sky is cloudy there. So all of you, in one sense, you have already succeeded in your life in terms of entering into a very premier institute here. And after you achieve here and come here there can be challenges too. When I was in Stanford, I was telling the Stanford students that you all have come from India here. I think now you'll be the happiest people on earth, isn't it? So one girl raised a hand and said, no. She said, here the competition is much more than what we faced in India. She was telling in our college days, here many of the people have come from various premier institutes here. So she said, we are also in great tension. So yes, it's true that these days the life is full of challenges. Challenges have even pretty increased a lot now. We have to, see, you can't change the world outside you. Like the AI is so madly growing now in every field. You name a field and AI has a very big thing to do in that field. On one hand, laying off a huge number of people. On the other hand, offering opportunities for others who are knowledgeable about AI. Both things are happening. 9 million jobs are gone. And 11 more million new jobs have come with AI. Now, so what does it show? It's not that there are no opportunities. Opportunities are there. We have to find out how, when we face a failure or a dead end, how are we going to respond? There are about 8 different ways I'm going to share with you today. So if you learn to face the failures in a graceful way, without taking too much tension to the head, you will fare much better. Sometimes everybody respects you, sometimes someone insults you. Somebody laughs behind the back and it is very painful. Sometimes life is like this. Many would like to have the life like this. Hare Krishna, yeah. Sometimes life is like this. Sometimes you have time of calm, sometimes time of storm. So this everybody likes, but what about this if you have to face it in our life? You see, especially if you panic in such situations, often the result doesn't come out well. Like you see, this boy, he lost the remote. He searched it in the sofa, he searched below the sofa. And then he was moving the fridge to check whether it fell behind it. Then he even opened the fridge and checked inside it. Then he went to the kitchen, he asked his mother, he asked his father, everybody came. And everybody was searching, almost 45 minutes to 1 hour. And afterwards he found the remote was in his own pocket only, you see. So there is one very important lesson is, when we panic, our performance doesn't come out well. Either you become angry or you panic. Especially when, I remember in my school days, one day my school bus came and stood right in front of our house and bomb, 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 it was making sound. So I was getting tense that I have to board the bus, but my shoelace was not opening. Somehow it got into a pig knot. You all know what is a pig knot? I couldn't open the lace. And I just took the shoe. I thought I was beating the shoe. My mother was standing right in front of me and smiling and saying, Beta, how are you going to open the shoelace by beating it? She said, this is not going to open like this. Then I said, you see, the bus fellow is repeatedly irritating me by making the sound. So that's why I was getting irritated. So then she picked it up and she opened the lace very effortlessly in a moment, because she was not panicking, she was not angry. So this is something very important to learn. I was reading the same thing in Srimad Bhagavatam recently. You might have seen Mother Yashoda binding Krishna with a rope. There are two very important lessons it is said that in that same place, very similar lesson. You see, she was trying to bind him from the morning to evening with long ropes. She was not able to bind. At that time, whenever you try to do something, it's not happening, either you become angry or you become depressed. Tamoguna we call it, and Rajoguna we call it in Bhagavad Gita. Rajoguna means you become angry, Tamoguna means you become depressed. But it is said she was all the while smiling, that she never became frustrated. She continued her effort persistently. That is something very extraordinary that we will learn as we proceed today. How can one be like that? How can one be all the while smiling? Gopinam susmayantinam smayantim vismita abhavat. One more word is used here. Vismita means she was also put to wonderment. Wonderment means what? You should always be curious. You should be wondering, what is awaiting me next? One should not just, be blocked by some kind of iron curtain thinking that everything is done. So this is not working, I think something else is awaiting me. The curiosity, that enthusiasm, the smile, the cheerfulness. So that is what we want to achieve at the end of this seminar, you see. You all know about this. The drama was told that you are going to be the king tomorrow, and next day he was told to go to forest for 14 years, and he is going to forest also. Very gracefully, you see. He was calm like an ocean, strong like a mountain, stable like the sun. Isn't it? And think about it. So this is some quality definitely we wish to learn. How we can be like that. So there are many practical things given here, like wise association, spiritual practices, knowledge of goal of human life. Many of you may be aware of this, but how do we put into practical action, we will see today. See, Dr. Kalam used to sometimes make very interesting statements. Here he says here that whenever you get challenge in your life, you understand that God has chosen you as one of the best actors. That's why he's giving you the best challenge, he's saying. Here he's saying, let the difficulty know how difficult you are. He says that you would never get tired of difficulties. So, very interesting outlook, we can say. The way of seeing the same things differently. Actually, if you get tired of difficulties, then afterwards it can lead to hopelessness. It can lead to a kind of full stop. You don't get ahead. So okay, I'll tell you a little story. Right? Interesting. You see, there were two monks here, two with two different attitudes. One monk is very cheerful, other monk is always fearsome. So they were in the forest. Suddenly a tiger appeared in front of them. Guess what they must have done? One of the monks was very panicky. He said, we are gone now, tiger is going to eat us up. The other monk thought, anyway we are going to be eaten, we have no weapons to attack the tiger back. He took a chance and he told the tiger, oh tiger, thank you for coming during my lunch time. This is the time I eat tigers. Tiger said, what? What are you talking? He said, I already have a tiger in my jolna bag. He said, really? Where is that? Show me. How can you fit such a big tiger in a small bag like this? He just took out his mirror and showed it to the tiger. Like this. And the tiger looked at his own face. He got shocked. He immediately fled for his life. He thought this fellow already has one for today. He's going to keep me for tomorrow. He ran away immediately. And then what happened with the tiger? He went and told the other tigers. All tigers went to the leader tiger. And the leader tiger became curious. What? You guys are bluffing? Is there some monk who can eat us up? Come, let's go and see. I am coming with all of you. So then he took all the tigers and arrived there. When he arrived, the other monk, panicky monk, became million times more panicky. He thought earlier there was some possibility of saving life. Now there is no possibility now. Because all the tigers are coming all at once. So the leader tiger was spearheading the group. He was coming in the front and all others were following. Now guess what this monk must have done? He laughed and told the leader tiger, actually I am always fond of eating the leaders of the groups. And today I have got the leader himself for my lunch, he said. Hearing this, immediately the leader tiger became so afraid. He fled for his life and all the tigers followed him because the monk knew one thing very well. We call it as a cow-calf principle, we call it. When the cow goes, all the calves follow. Similarly, when the leader tiger would run away, others would run away. Similarly, there are many problems you will see. If you solve the major problem, then minor problems will be solved along with it. So they all ran away with it. So, just like this, you may wonder, what are you telling us stories? Can somebody escape from a tiger like this? So what are you talking? Of course, I am telling you the story to tell you that tiger-like problems can come in your life. One tiger means one problem. There can be a dozen tigers which can come in your life. I have a real life video. You can see how, I'll just show you. One fellow, how he faces a lion, you can see yourself.
This man lies down in front of the lion without any weapon, just with a toilet paper. But this was going to prove to be his biggest mistake, because on seeing the man alone, the hungry lion slowly moves towards him. In his defense, the man takes out his toilet paper, because his plan was that as soon as the lion attacks, he will hit the toilet paper on the lion's head and run towards his car. But when he felt that the toilet paper will not do anything, he slowly starts sliding back on his knees. He knew that lions mostly attack from behind. At the same time, another lion also comes out of the bushes. If both the lions got together, then the man's death was certain. But the surprising thing was that the second lion does not show any interest. Still, the first lion is unable to stop himself, and as soon as it reaches close to the man and is about to attack, the brave man stands up and drives it away with the help of his toilet paper. Perhaps he was lucky today.
Have you ever heard somebody able to drive away a lion just with the toilet paper? Now, why he did what he did, he had no other alternative at that time, correct or not, isn't it? That was the best thing he had with him. He was out of the car was away. So why did I show this to you? In your life, we should think about what best can I do now? What is within my reach? And what is the best way I can act at this moment in case there is a possibility of saving my life? That's what he thought. See, here is an example of Arjuna, the greatest of the warriors, melting down in the beginning of the battle. You all know about this. So, just as Arjuna faced a collapse in the beginning of the battle, we can face rejections in exams or interviews or projects or internships or competitions. So how do we build resilience? How do we build composure? We are going to learn today. Okay, philosophically, I have given a few points here to begin with, and this will act as a guiding light for the whole session as we proceed. It's a very famous verse, 2.47 of Bhagavad Gita. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. You focus on your effort, do not think about the results. The reason is this, think about a student who is writing an examination. All the while a student worries about how the paper is going to be. Is the student the paper setter? Is the student the paper corrector? Is the student the result awarder finally? But that's where our mind goes. Therefore it is said, do not focus on what you cannot do, interfere with what you can do. What you can do is here. What you cannot do is there. But our mind goes there, repeatedly interfering with our current performance. So that is the reason it is said, concentrate on what you can control, your actions and the attitude. Another point is given here, take the failure as a teacher, not an enemy. Like I told you in the beginning, first attempt in learning. See rejection as an opportunity for learning. So, a failure strengthens patience and intelligence, he says, which means every time you get a setback and you learn to come out of it, you grow. You heard about, I told you Thomas Alva Edison. You can also think about our Apple, Steve Jobs. He was actually the owner of the company. He was still thrown off by his team. But then he came back with much more greater vigor and he invented the iPad and everything, many other things. So, this is another verse, 2.14. This is very interesting verse. Because he says here that after the night, there will always be day. After the day, there can be night. In this world, nothing is fixed. If you fail today, you may succeed tomorrow. Just like I told you about Steve Jobs, isn't it? Like, I don't know whether you heard about it, Ratan Tata, way back in 1999, one situation he had to encounter. His company was about to close down. So he wanted to sell it to somebody in India. He couldn't find a suitable buyer. So he checked with the Ford company. Ford company people are considering buying off Ratan Tata's company, but some of the executives laughed at him and made a comment that, you don't know how to make a car. Then why did you take up this company? They just made a casual remark. And Ratan Tata immediately told them, sorry, I'm not going to sell you the company. He went back. 10 years later, he brought his company to such a level that he bought Jaguar from Ford company. How many of you heard about that? Correct, isn't it? So you can think about it. What was a failing company? He made it a very flourishing company. So which means, here that is the point made here. If you see, tolerate dualities. Distress and happiness are temporary. Which means failure is temporary, success is also temporary. Success also should not bring us pride. If somebody is successful, sometimes the winning team is so proud, next time they become a losing team. But sometimes the failing team learns even better lessons. So the idea is, you are not stuck in one position. Be aware of that. These are the examples I was giving you. Even Elon Musk also. He failed several times before he became a very great success. So the rejection should not be called as a rejection. Take it as a feedback, refine yourself, persist, then you succeed. That's the point. Okay, from here onwards, almost 8 slides, I am talking one principle. If you wish, you can note the main point, you can note. At the end, we will do a quick revision of this, because these are very important. How you face 8 different situations, okay? This is the first one. Say, here somebody is doing a coding failure. Okay, you debug it, and then submit it, and then eventually improve your skill. Sometimes somebody fails in a lab experiment. Take a different approach and discover what is to be done. Somebody fails in an exam or an assignment. I've given a story also here, you see. In a major programming assignment, somebody failed in the first go. Many things you can do. Go to the library, read more books, do more research, meet your friends, meet your teachers. There are various different routes we can take to become a better student in that particular field. So, this is the lesson. Small failures teach skills that success alone cannot. Sometimes we study a subject and we complete it. We have completed it, but we haven't studied certain portions well. You all have experienced that? But once the exam is over, I doubt whether we go back to the book. But sometimes those who fail will also deepen their understanding of the subject. That is why success sometimes doesn't teach lessons which failures can teach you, because you become more sober, more toned down, you are more alert now, more keen and careful. So this is the very first thing. When you face a challenge or a failure, you take it as a opportunity for learning the skill. This is another very important thing about the mindset shift. How do we shift our mindset? You see, when we face rejection, psychologically something happens to us. It makes us feel, what will others think about me, and what are they going to talk about me? So that kind of mindset has to be redirected. You see, you can see Arjuna also in the beginning of the battle, he was not ready to fight. Of course, Krishna didn't take his response very seriously. Krishna told him, okay, if you don't want to fight, tell me, what is the reason? He patiently heard him. One full chapter of the Gita you will find. First chapter, Krishna doesn't speak one word also. He listened to him very attentively. In the second chapter, 7th verse or so, Arjuna collapsed and said, I will not fight Krishna, and I am not clear also whether I should fight or not. I am confused, he said. And then Krishna began speaking. Then Arjuna accepted him as a guru. So in your life, people often say, be confident, have confidence in yourself. How many of you heard this? You heard this? Have confidence in yourself. But actually what the Shastras say, like Bhagavad Gita, having confidence in yourself is good, but having confidence in someone who trusts you is even better than just having confidence in yourself. Because Arjuna had Krishna who trusted that Arjuna can actually fight the battle. And then when Krishna gave him the confidence, then Arjuna took up. So look for a mentor, look for a superior, look for a genuine friend who can actually boost your motivation, especially at trying times. So Arjuna had that support. And Krishna helped him to shift his mindset. He said, he used it as a setback. See, setback is a very important word. For example, say I am going to go on a running race. How do you go? Running race, you don't start like this and run. You do like this. Like this you keep it. You've seen that? So taking a little back position is not a sign of defeat. Rather, it is a position which is positioned in order for you to be able to run better. Correct or not? So for Arjuna, the setback didn't become a big botheration because eventually he became a winning warrior with Krishna's guidance. In the same manner, sometimes you may have to face a failure in a subject or something which makes you more sober, and then you take out time to study the subject very deeply, thoroughly, go and meet people who are smart in the subject and spend time with them, meet some teachers, go to the library and do so many things. It's never a loss. It's going to be a gain only for you. So perspective shift of the mind turns fear and failure into action and confidence. This is the main lesson. Your fear and failure of Arjuna turned into action and confidence. So crying Arjuna became confident Arjuna. Yeah. One who was afflicted with fear, he became bold afterwards. Whenever we have to face an emotional impact, suddenly something unexpected comes. These are very common reactions. You see, frustration, anger, and self-doubt. Self-doubt means what? Some kind of feeling of incompetence. Maybe I cannot do it. So that is actually very dangerous because often you are not aware of your potential which is hidden in you. Like Hanuman, for example, was he aware of his strength? Was he aware? Was Hanuman aware? So when did Hanuman remember his potential? There was a Jambavan who reminded him. Similarly, if there is somebody who can remind you of what is your potential, then that may help you to bring your confidence out. So sometimes there is a self-doubt when you are defeated in some area, and then there is the anger also. Therefore, these things are very helpful, like meditation calms the raging mind. It gives you a more out-of-box thinking ability. You can actually think better when you do meditation, chanting. Or journaling lessons means you process your emotions how? You write down on a pad and pen. You take a pad and pen, write down, especially in the early morning hours, like 4 to 7, in that time, Brahma Muhurta time, when you write down what has happened to me and what mistakes did I do and what I can improve. So those are, early morning hours are very good for making affirmations in your mind and also to journal thoughts in your mind. And you can get new directions in the morning. So you can capture insights. And also, as I told you about guidance from mentors. So here is an example. There was a student, failed in a critical internship interview. In America, where I traveled for 3 months in a year, many students await an internship training in January. They have to get some internship in January, which they will do it during the summer vacation. They get like 3 months vacation there, like May, June, July. And if they don't get internship, they are completely dejected. They think I am good for nothing, my friends have got, and what will happen to me. And so he spent the weekend meditating, analyzing his mistakes, this boy, you see. And then with renewed focus, he applied another company and got selected. And why this kind of renewed focus is necessary? If you are colored by your previous failure, that will show up in your next interview. Correct, no? If you are not going to refocus again. So therefore, one should be able to put aside the past anxiety, worry, and prepare oneself. This is the lesson, you see. Emotional regulation. You have seen a regulator in a cylinder? Gas cylinder you have seen? What do you think will happen if there is no regulator in a gas cylinder? What would happen? Is it alright? Without regulator? Yeah? Yeah, you cannot control. And more quantity can come out, there can be a fire accident also. You should be able to restrain it. So that's the regulator. Similarly, emotion, if emotion is going wild, because I saw an experience when I was in IIT days in 91, there was one boy who was a topper in his BTech first 3 years or so. In the final year BTech, somehow he failed in 2-3 papers. So his mom was very much expecting him to get a gold medal. His friends were all calling him. So not able to withstand the peer pressure and parental pressure, he entered into the Virar Lake in the midnight. So here is an example of somebody whose emotions are not regulated. If you don't regulate, it's very dangerous. It can be fatal even. So that's why it says emotional regulation and reflection convert failure into an opportunity. So reflection means like a flashback. You look back, what I could have done alternatively instead of what I did in the last 6 months or whatever. This is what I did and this is what I got. Instead of this, what I could have done and what would have come. Okay, that I will do now, right from now. You think like that. You see, when you become angry with yourself, first thing is you have to recognize you are angry. You see, identify why are you angry and understand why you're angry, and by doing ABC analysis. Source means from where is it beginning? Think about it. Then you deal with situation. See, there is ABC analysis here. Whenever you feel angry towards others or with yourself. We are taking an example here. See, one of your friends told someone that you are not smart in some subject, or you are not quick in doing your job. And when you heard that from somebody else, what is the next response? That is B. Your friend should not have criticized you. You feel he is foolish and does not at all know about who you are and how smart and quick you are at the job. This is what our mind says. Correct, no? Our mind feels like this. Then what are the emotional consequences? We feel hurt. How can my friend make a wrong assessment of me? He or she doesn't know who I am. You feel hurt. And the consequential behavior is we may shout back and get angry. That's the result of that anger. That's how the anger comes. So 3 ways. What to do with the anger? You can either express or suppress or sublimate. 3. Express means when you express, what happens? Immediately it gives you some relief. But then eventually you get wound up in such a way that anger comes like waves. It comes, subsides again, one more, like that it keeps coming. You see, hatred again builds up and you are ready for another spill out of anger. Gradually anger becomes a habit. Krodha sanskaras develop around you. And then you find it difficult. You become slave of anger. Okay, somebody may say, don't express anger, just tolerate it. But when you suppress it, what happens? It becomes toxic inside your system. Like look at this guy, he is having a hatred for somebody. It turns into very complex chemistry inside, which is not at all good. There is a disturbance, agitation, anger, hatred. Hatred is actually 4th order anger. It's very, very dangerous, it is. It can cause even deadly diseases in future, because your mind attacks the body, body attacks the mind. They both are connected. Okay, let us see the right way. What do we do? Burn the anger before anger burns you. How do you do that? You see, here is a very interesting statement. Whenever you are angry, be assured that it is not only a present evil, but you also have augmented a habit and added fuel to fire. If you desire not to be an angry temper, then do not feed the habit, he says. Give it nothing to help it increase. That means every time I repeat a habit, it's called as the sanskaras are being reinforced. Huh? Say, for example, in villages you find the trucks going. Huh? When the road is little muddy, they go over it and the big truck makes a kind of wedge, because of the tires. Then the next truck comes, it goes in the same thing. After some time, they make such deep wedges, and when the sun is hot in the sky, the wedges dry up. You've seen that? Any of you experiences that? Then the scooters go, they have to go inside the wedge only. It forms like a cement, becomes very strong. Like that, so sanskaras can form. Therefore, we have to cultivate these qualities like patience, austerity, and forgiveness. See, now the modern world is faced with challenges like depression or frustration or stress or even suicide and things like that, which are well known now. But these qualities, what I have put on the slide now, like patience, tolerance, and these are not taught. And these are hardly taught, and nobody has a clue on how to get these qualities. Where will you get these qualities from? So, let me tell you a verse from the Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna is telling to Arjuna, when you are talking to others, there are 5 things you should remember how to talk to others. First he says, Anadvegakaram vakyam, do not speak in a way agitating to others. He says, Satyam, speak the truth. Priya, speak sweetly. Hitam, speak beneficially. Swadhyaya Abhyasanam, study the wisdom literatures and based on that you speak something meaningful, he says. So these are the 5 qualities of speech. So he says that how do you deal with other living beings? Those who are elders, respect them. Those who are equal, be friendly with them. Those who are younger than you, be kind to them, courteous to them. Those who are superior to you, don't envy them. Those who are equal to you, don't brag about yourself. Those who are junior to you, don't boss over them or don't trouble them. So you will find this kind of knowledge is given. When you cultivate this kind of qualities and behavior, we can develop. For example, if I face some failure in my life, I become angry with either myself or become angry with my friends who spoiled my time, or I can become angry with teachers whom I may blame that they didn't teach so properly, whatever. Or I can blame the examination pattern. I don't know who is the foolish paper setter who made the paper like this. I can blame everyone around me. So, therefore, one should know, don't blame others, don't blame yourself. Then what do we do then? Alternatively, that will come now eventually. So, we have to find out how do we progress ahead instead of just thinking about whom to blame. This is another point. Look at the picture, you see. One fellow is bogged with a problem. Other fellow has turned that problem into an opportunity. He is going ahead somewhere. playing with that ball, you see. So, whenever you get a no as an answer somewhere, you can always think there is another opportunity on the way. I heard an interesting story. A man, he wanted to become a teacher in a school. So when he would go to the school to teach, he was so weak in teaching that the children made fun of him. So eventually the school asked him to quit the teaching post. He came home, but his wife was a very encouraging lady. She never spoke ill of his, abilities. She told him, you see, you never took training to teach in a school. This is the first time you're teaching. Children couldn't accept you, it's all right. Then you look for another job. She just encouraged him. Then this fellow decided that I will go for then he went for a business in a company, a business company. There also he couldn't fare well. He tried that. Then his wife said, you never took this training, you are just a beginner in this field now. Don't worry. Then he was out again. He was back at home. One day, somehow or other, he got an idea. He started helping this specially able children, we call them, correct now? Children who have some problem, some deficiencies in the bodies. So, those children could connect with him very well. He became a counselor of those children. This is not a story, this is a real life example it is. He went on to become such a prominent person. He started dozens of such schools all across the West. He started. He became a very big man. He just identified one of his unique potential which was hidden in him. Because of the encouragement of his wife on one hand, on the other hand, looking into his own heart and inner calling, he could identify that. So, therefore, when God says no to you for something, He has something else better hidden in you, which will come out. Like you all have heard the story of that hare and tortoise. In India, the famous moral they know is what? Anybody knows? The hare and tortoise. The hare which slept off on the way. Yeah, slow and steady wins the race, correct? I can tell you one more moral of the story. The fast and consistent will always be ahead of slow and steady. Is it correct or not? If the rabbit never slept, who will always come first? Rabbit always will come first. But then the tortoise understood that my body is made by God in such a way that I am always not going to come first. Rabbit will come first, I will come last. So he thought very deeply, reflected, wrote some journal, and then he found out. He suggested to the rabbit next time, can we keep the flag ahead of the river? And rabbit didn't think much. He said, keep it anywhere you want. I'll be the first always, he said. So he kept it ahead of the river. Guess what? The rabbit and tortoise. Rabbit went very fast, but till the edge of the river. Now when he saw the water, he got stunned. He thought, how will I cross it? But then the tortoise slowly came, dropped into water, and reached the target. So this time who is the winner? Tortoise. This is called as situational leadership. Because tortoise was good in water. Rabbit is good on land. Later on they became friends. They said, you see, I am not your competitor, you are not my competitor, let us become friends. So on land, rabbit took tortoise on his back. On water, tortoise took rabbit on his back. Again on land, the rabbit took tortoise on his back. So in this way, they both complemented each other and they could reach the goal very quickly. Similarly, two of his students may be good in two different subjects. If you complement each other, you both can achieve success. Correct or not? Isn't it? It's called interdependent, we call it. So in this way, tortoise didn't take a no. He took the no and turned it into the opportunity, you see. Here is a story given here, you see. Yeah. This research paper, somebody's research paper was rejected in the beginning. But he improved his methodology and then published successfully in a better magazine later on. So whenever I am rejected for something, that means it gives me a chance to explore better alternatives, or it even opens path to superior opportunities. Like you see, Einstein was fired from the school by the teacher saying that he is too slow. Later on, he became a C-class clerk somewhere, and I think 1903, he requested a promotion from C-class to B-class clerk, for which he was admonished very strongly by his boss in the company. Boss said, what have you done as a C-class clerk in order to be promoted? Next time you seek promotion, we will fire you from the job, he said. But the next year, 1904, he published 4 papers. E equal to mc square was one of them. And the energy mass equivalence, theory of relativity, time dilation theory, all that he published. 4 papers in 1 year and he became genius of the century, isn't it? So what do we learn from this? Somebody appearing to be a failure at one time, the next year, actually God can turn plates completely. What will happen in whose life, nobody can say. That is why, even if there is a no, you find out how it can be turned into an opportunity. Okay. This is what I told you before also. Don't blame self, don't blame others, but take responsibility without blaming anyone. Step 2 is analyze objectively, learn from mistakes, which we said. Examine what went wrong with a clear and unemotional perspective. If emotions color your endeavors, you won't get any idea. Because you will repeatedly keep sobbing and remain in the past. Replan and try intelligently. Like you see that picture. First a question mark on the head, then he is thinking of alternatives, and then he got an exclamation shows the idea. He got an idea now. Here is an example of a student, who wanted to publish a paper. He worked hard and put up a paper, but was rejected by a top journal, you see. Then he revised his methodology, sought feedback from seniors and resubmitted. Then it was published even in a high impact journal. This is not only one case study. There are many, many people who have experienced this. Yeah. Actually, in IIT, we all have to publish papers. You all have experience of that. One paper rejected doesn't mean that work is totally rejected. You will find with some modification, it goes to another even better paper. So this 3 step is very important. Accept the outcome without blaming anybody by taking responsibility. Okay, let me look at the road ahead, not look back. And let me analyze the mistakes objectively without bringing my worries and anxieties. Thirdly, let me replan and modify my approach. Yeah. So detach from false ego and attach to learning. That's the lesson. So this is a very simple but very profound lesson it is. Detaching from ego means bringing our pride or our emotion or blame game and all those things. We call it as BMW mode, we call it. Blaming, moaning, wailing. Give up that. And then look for learning better. This is another thing, cultivating patience and resilience. See, the word resilience means bouncing back when you face challenges. So of course, by small failures, you can build inner patience. Things don't happen. Today morning I was in another college, there was, what was the name of the college? In the morning we had gone to another Shivaji Rao Kadam college. So they had a hall like this, but the AC conked off. It didn't work at all. It was pretty hot. The whole time, I was about 2 hours there. AC was off. There was no fan also inside because it's supposed to be AC hall. There was no fan. And students didn't budge an inch. They sat through the whole session. Because you will see that in this world, always things won't happen the way we expect to happen. So we have to find out when things don't work the way we want, then we have to, like my dear friend Gauranga Prabhu, he went to Massachusetts Institute of Technology. He was supposed to give a seminar on anger management. So in the beginning, he offered a prayer, and then he was looking for the PowerPoint. And that man was adjusting the projector. Somehow the projector was not working. It seems the bulb had come off. So Gauranga said, that's all right, go to the lab and get me, put another bulb and quickly bring it. 5 minutes I will speak something. But the man said, no, today is a holiday and no one is available. Things are locked up. So I'm sorry. And the man asked Gauranga Prabhu, can you manage without the projector? Gauranga Prabhu said, my whole show is on the projector. The man said, Swamiji, don't be angry. Your seminar is anger management. He said, you're supposed to be not angry with me. So Gauranga Prabhu was laughing. So you will find sometimes things don't go the way we may expect. But we should be prepared. Cultivate patience and resilience. Resilience means, bounce back like a ball. If you throw the ball to the ground, it bounces back like that. So those who do meditation, sadhana, you will definitely learn. Like when you chant in this Japamala, there are 108 manis are there. When you chant, what happens? When you go like this, one mantra you chant, you will wonder when this is going to come. You need a lot of patience for this. You will see that the Jains chant Namakar mantra, you must have seen. And Buddhists chant Namo Abhida Butsu. Muslims do namaz. And Christians do Hail Mary. Like myself, we do this Hare Krishna mantra, japa. So when you sit in one place and try to chant, the mind will wander like anything in the beginning, like a monkey. It will jump all over the world. But when you chant repeatedly, gradually the mind becomes patient, calm, cool, collected, and you become tolerant. And you will be able to think before you say anything. You will be able to face challenges. So that is why meditation is given here. And regular practice, initial small failures is going to be advantage for you because you learn from them. You gain mastery and confidence, you see. The example is given here, some lead code practice. A student solved 50 problems in a week but kept failing harder challenges. Eventually, he could conquer the harder challenges also by practice. This is another very important thing. In case you attain success, but one should avoid arrogance which comes with success. Like look at that picture. Yeah. And also we should avoid hopelessness after failure. Both are mentioned. Huh? So this is a spiritual wisdom here, equanimity in success and failure. And now why should we have equanimity? When I become proud of my success, I can become careless. Huh? Next time. Those people who were just like this hare and tortoise, you said, the rabbit became overconfident, isn't it? Huh? Therefore, he slept off on the way because he thought, I always run fast. So he slept off. So overconfident people become careless and casual, and they can be losers. So that's why here is a hackathon winner, you see, celebrated modestly and shared his approach with peers instead of bragging. Again, he faced another tougher competition. Again, he won. We can win competition after competition provided we maintain humility. Actually, great personalities are always humble. I heard a story about Dr. Kalam. He went to this BHU Varanasi, Banaras Hindu University. So there were 6 chairs put up, and between the three chairs, there was one big chair put up, like a king's throne type of thing. So he was the chief guest for which he was invited for some event. So when Dr. Kalam ascended the stage, he saw that in the middle chair was too big, so he sat in the side chair. And all the other professors told him, sir, the middle chair is for you. You are the special guest. We have kept a special chair for you. Dr. Kalam said, no, that's for the Vice Chancellor, because he is the person supposed to preside the event. And Vice Chancellor came a little late. When he came, he saw Kalam is sitting in the side. So he again pleaded him, sir, please kindly sit in the middle. Kalam said, no, it's for you. So those two of them, their exchanges made the students give a standing ovation. They clapped hands continuously, seeing that. And later on, the Vice Chancellor moved out that big chair, sent it away and put another similar chair with everybody else. They all sat like that. So you can see he is a top-notch scientist, he was president of the country, he's a student hero, Dr. Kalam. But you can see that one gesture of humility, made him even more greater. Getting late, 5 minutes? Yeah. Humility and equanimity sustain long-term success. This is what I told you. Do your duty, don't obsess over the results, don't be paralyzed by fear of results. Focus. See, we sow the seeds, God gives the rains, you see. We give the interview, panel has to choose us for the job. You read the exams, teacher gives you mark. You can take tension if you want while writing exam. Look at the kid. It is intense, isn't it? But marks are not in your hands. Marks teacher has to give. So the first part is in your hand, second part is not in your hand. You only do your part and God has to give the rains. And growth of the fruits, the potency, the seed to grow, everything is not in our hands. So I wanted to tell you the emotions, where are they present? Further, I have shown you this body, mind, soul combination. In the Gita, Lord Krishna taught Arjuna, the very first thing he taught him, Arjuna, you are the soul, the yellow one. And you have 2 things with you, mind and the body. Mind is for storing your desires, and body is for executing your desires. Mind is like a microprocessor, and body is like a servo motor. So, in the mind, like you see, you are not your body, you are the resident of your body. You are not the car, you are the driver of the car. Very first thing, Lord Krishna taught this. So, in the mind, you store your desires. And the real problem of inability to face the failure, challenges, they are all stored in the mind only. Otherwise, the soul is same in all the bodies, similar. See, therefore, I have shown the yellow color for the soul and red color for the mind, because mind is the problematic thing. The problems are in the mind, but the good news for all of us is mind is cleanable, washable. It can be purified. I have written the word acquired qualities, innate qualities and acquired qualities. Look at this man, looks like a gentleman. Here you see how he looks like. So he has 2 sides. His innate quality is like as a soul is pure, but acquired quality, he has certain behaviors. Like acquired quality, I'm showing some examples. Like the rainwater is pure in the sky, touching the ground, it becomes muddy. Like that. Similarly, we can even look at your own mind. Do I have a tendency to postpone? Do I have a tendency to become mood off? Or do I get irritated easily? Or can I play in a team with other friends and learn from them or not? Do I badmouth about others? Do I gossip? How do I waste my time? So these are all in your mind. And when we understand what is the acquired quality in the mind, then we can change. I actually wanted two students to read this. The yellow one of you can read. The other one, another student should read, two of you. So the red one you should read, one who has a very strong voice should read it. And the yellow one, I need one with a mild voice. Anybody would like to volunteer? We have another mic. We have. Can give this mic. You can give. Or this you can give. I can use this. You can give them. Any two friends, you can raise the hand. Mic will come to you. Yeah, one is available. Who's the other one? Nearby somebody. Oh, how will you can come here? We have only one mic, I think. No. Do we have one more mic? See, I especially took this one theme of team playing because in the business schools in America, they say 82% of the students have difficulty with team playing. That's why I took this one. Oh, you have one more? Yeah. Is it working? You can come closer there? Yeah, I can. Both of you can sit together. Yeah. So, this will give you a clue about how our mind is, nature of a mind. So, the yellow one shows your innate qualities of the soul, and the red one shows the acquired qualities of our mind. Please go ahead. Who has a soft voice? You can read the first one. Yeah. Yeah?
God works through many by giving them creative thoughts.
My opinion is best.
Okay.
I am open to good suggestions from my team. I consider I am one of them.
I am easily irritated. I am the boss. Just do what I say.
I am grateful and appreciative of others' ideas. It makes my life easy and brings direction for me.
I consider other giving opinion as insubordination and I mouth about them.
Bad mouth about
them.
Yeah.
I am not an all-knowing God. Let me hear from my friends too.
I know it all. Don't tell me.
I am one of the members of this team, and I work together to bring success in attaining team goals.
I just can't do team playing.
I will tolerate my ego even if my original idea is rejected and is substituted by another better idea of my team member.
I quit the team.
Yeah. So how many of you got a good idea? What is acquired quality? Is it clear? So we have these acquired qualities. So the acquired qualities are causing us problem. So how to even accept the failure in a graceful way and then work on it. So actually when you learn this, these people are reacting differently to the same thing, you see. Like I told you lost the train. 3 people are reacting in 3 different ways, you see. One is just smiling it off, one is lamenting, and one is wild. So these things are changeable. We can change our natures. Personally, you can learn self-awareness, then you can manage your self-management, social awareness, relationship management. So this kind of discriminative intelligence, when you learn things like Gita, you learn these things. This is the last slide. I am coming close to the end now. Chanting Mahamantra, I told you. Then Gita reading 1 shloka a day. This kind of satsangs. And then some voluntary work, service. So these things will actually build your inner strength. So these are the things we learn today. Failure is a feedback, not a punishment. If you make an effort, it's even better than the outcome. And emotional composure, along with a reflective mindset, is very favorable for developing your skill and wisdom, you see. And then persistence, and when you persist without giving up, along with more understanding of what is better to do, then eventually it led to success. We saw many examples today. So tolerate and be patient about the temporary disappointment. and eventually you'll be guided. So thank you very much. Yeah. Can I take questions? 5 minutes? Can we take 5 minutes questions? Are getting late now. I can wait here 5 minutes in case they all have to go. You can carry on. If you have questions, you can write here also. I can respond to the questions. You're welcome. In case you're getting late. In fact, I have to say sorry to you because I was late when I came. There was heavy traffic on the way. We got stranded midway. So if I came on time, you would have had a little more time. Yeah. Never mind, you can write to me. And those of you who have some time, I am here available another 5-10 minutes before you go for the next program. And another 10 minutes I'll be hanging around here. I'll be around. Then you can meet me personally. Okay? Yeah.
Starting from the video that how the man was able to face a lion with the help of tissue paper. We are able to learn that we have to try our best, do the best possible method which is currently available in front of us. So this is the key lesson.
Yeah, very good.
Anyone else? Yeah.
I learned that failure is just a part in a bigger process of achieving success.
Wonderful. Brilliant.
Anyone else? Don't worry, you'll get snacks and sweets. They are outside. So they are here. Yeah. I think the ability to regulate and detach yourself from emotions when you're working really gives you a clear picture. Otherwise, it's very foggy in life.
Foggy. Very good.
Yeah, one more. Good. See, as Purji said, if one starts, then just keep rolling.
What I learned is that everything is temporary, whether it is failure or whether it is success. So that is what I learned from this session. So every time we have to be gratitude practice, so that will calm us in a difficult situations.
Whenever there is a problem, there is a panicness and there is a mental stress which can be relieved if we are patient.
Very good.
We should be the same whether we are facing failure or success. We should be like unmoved by that.
I wanted to say something about that. See, many of you maybe you got to know about how to deal with the stress. So there's a loud sound outside. Ha! Like that you hear a sound. Somebody inside the four walls can think maybe there was a bomb blast. Or maybe some terrorists are putting bombs. Or maybe they'll put it right above my house. Or maybe I will die. Somebody can panic also, correct or not? But somebody who is smart, what he will do, he will just peep out of the window and find out why the sound came. And he finds somebody's scooter tire burst. And that fellow got off from the scooter and he is towing the scooter. So what was thought of to be a danger turned out to be an amusement. Is it not true? So there is something called as threat and threat percept. These two concepts are explained in stress. Threat percept means imagined threat. And real threat means, like say you're walking on the road, there's a snake coming. It's a real threat. But threat percept means you saw a rope lying on the road in the dark and you thought it to be a snake. That is threat percept, we call it. So failures, is it threat or is it threat percept? Threat percept. Because you are worried about what my other friends will think, what parents will think, what world will think. Too much you are worried about these things rather than like one of them said now, looking into what I can do in this situation. Good, thank you. Many of them said answers. Let them take prasad.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the profound wisdom. It was a great session, and I hope that all of us learned something that we will carry forward in our IIT journey. So now I would like to request Professor Chellu Venkatesh sir to facilitate.